Ellen DeGeneres built her show on charm, but these comedians weren't buying it. From savage roasts to cold clapbacks, they humiliated her on her stage, and it only got more awkward from there. 1. Wanda Sykes refuses to follow Ellen's script. Let's start with the hilarious yet icy exchange between Ellen and Wanda Sykes.
But I make my kids fly coach because they don't have jobs. What the hell they doing sitting in first class?
Right.
They don't have jobs.
Why don't you and Alex sit in first class? Because you have jobs, and then they sit in coach, and then, I mean, what's wrong with that?
Lord knows what somebody could just talk to them, tell them all kind of crazy stuff.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's,
Jesus, Ellen, what's wrong with you?
It begins innocently enough. Wanda casually explains her parenting style, saying her kids fly coach because, well, they don't have jobs. Seems fair, right? But then Ellen tries to flip the logic, asking why Wanda and her wife don't sit in coach if they have jobs and can afford first class. Wanda's face, priceless. You can tell she's thinking, what is wrong with Ellen? And she wastes no time roasting her.
Great, and yeah, you toured for your special, huh?
Well, I didn't really.
Yeah, you were nice enough to give me a jacket from your tour.
Yeah, I didn't.
You actually had tour jacket.
Well, it
made up.
It wasn't a tour. It was.
No, it says tour.
Well,
it says tour.
Yeah.
Tour, right? 4 cities. 4 cities. That's a weekend for me. That's not a tour, Ellen. You did some dates. And look, and 3 of the cities is in California. What the hell? What the hell?
As the show rolls on, Wanda doubles down. One moment she's discussing her comedy tour, and the next she's shredding Ellen's tour to pieces. Ellen proudly mentions giving Wanda a tour jacket, but Wanda isn't buying it. 4 cities, 3 in California. That's not a tour. That's a weekend getaway with merch, she says, absolutely nuking Ellen's ego. Wanda's delivery is smooth, casual, and brutal. She's smiling, sipping her tea while dragging Ellen's entire schedule through the mud. Meanwhile, Ellen starts stammering, reaching for excuses about other shows and responsibilities. But the damage is done. Wanda stayed cool, clever, and cutting, all while Ellen's gears were turning and not a single one clicked. 2. Hasan Minhaj shuts down. Cultural disrespect. Hasan Minhaj's appearance on Ellen's show was supposed to be a lighthearted chat. Instead, it turned into one of the most subtle yet sharp takedowns of her entire career. Ellen greets him with her usual cheerful tone, but then butchers his name. "It's so nice to meet you. I'm a huge fan." "Thank you. I'm a huge fan of yours." "It's Hasan Minhaj, right?" Hasan smiles but doesn't let it slide. "It's Hasan Minhaj." Then he adds, "People can say Timothée Chalamet and Ansel Elgort, but somehow Hasan Minhaj is too hard." Ouch. What made this hit so deep was how casually Ellen dismissed it, like mispronouncing a name is just a cute quirk. But Hasan, knowing his immigrant parents were in the audience, wasn't about to let it slide. He delivered it with humor, yes, but the message was crystal clear.
Nice to meet you. I'm a huge fan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's Hasan Minhaj.
No.
Yes.
No.
Really?
Well, my name is Hasan Minhaj.
It's because everyone that says your name says Hasan Minhaj.
Yeah, but the real way you pronounce it, and this is a big deal because my parents are here, it's Hasan Minhaj. And people always mispronounce it. They're always like, Hasan Minhaj, Hussein. I'm so sorry, I can't pronounce it. Meet my son, Higsby Witherthrottle III. And I'm like...
The audience laughed, but Ellen's smile didn't quite reach her eyes. Hasan had exposed something real, how casually names get butchered in entertainment unless they're white and mainstream. And when Ellen tried to play it off as another silly moment, Hasan doubled down with a hilarious exaggeration that made her discomfort impossible to hide. 3. Dakota Johnson fact-checks Ellen on her show. This one is now infamous. Ellen tries to tease Dakota Johnson about not inviting her to her birthday party. Light, harmless banter, right? Wrong. Dakota hits back instantly. "That's not the truth, Ellen." The tone? Cold. Firm. No smile. Ellen fumbles, trying to play it off. "I didn't go." "Why didn't I go?" "I think I had a thing." Dakota doesn't let up. She tells Ellen to ask her producer, Jonathan. Ask Jonathan. He was there. Then, just when Ellen thought she had recovered, Dakota lands the final blow. "Tig Notaro performed at my party. She's my favorite comedian. Cue the visible flinch on Ellen's face.
30.
I did.
And how was the party? I wasn't invited.
Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited. No, last time I was on the show, last year, you gave me a bunch of about not inviting you, but I didn't even know you wanted to be invited.
Well, who doesn't want to be invited to a party?
Ellen tried spinning it. She laughed, froze, and tried changing the subject. But Dakota's calm, pointed tone made it clear she wasn't playing along. And when your carefully scripted daytime TV moment gets hijacked by cold facts, there's nowhere to hide. It wasn't just about the party. It was about calling out Ellen's two-faced behavior, acting warm and personal on camera while behind the scenes, not so much. 4. Sean Hayes silently roasts Ellen on her show, and she never saw it coming.
Been on the air for 15 years.
On this particular show, yes. Yes. I've also done other things in the past,
Well,
but yes.
I'm not going to read your resume.
That's because you're hilarious and I love you and you're talented and smart and all the, oh no.
I got it. Okay, wait, so what were you going to talk about?
No, nothing. I was complimenting you, but you didn't hear it.
No, thank you. Yes, thank you. Well, I just complimented Dawn.
Yeah, and then nothing.
And then next question.
Yes, which I'll do now.
Okay, great.
So
So seamless. No wonder you've been on for 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are like, do you see your transitions are so...
That was a good segue.
Yeah,
Because
amazing.
I connected it. I said, that's what I'll do now.
I know. Can't shut it off on Ellen's brain.
How long was it the first time around before y'all got canceled?
Then there's Sean Hayes, who came in all goofy and charming, but underneath that smile were some seriously sharp digs. It started playfully. Sean mentioned Ellen's 15 years on air, and when she proudly acknowledged it, he dryly added, "I'm not gonna read your resume." Just like that, Ellen's entire career highlight was brushed off like a minor footnote. As if that wasn't enough, he immediately shifted focus, ignoring Ellen mid-conversation and pretending his cup of tea was more fascinating than whatever she was saying. Even when Ellen was complimenting him, calling him hilarious, talented, and smart, Sean barely reacted. A simple, "I got it, thanks," and then right back to himself. Then came the silent assassin-style roast. Sean dropped a line so smoothly Ellen didn't even see it coming. So seamless. No wonder you've been on for 15 minutes. The sarcasm was razor sharp, cloaked in politeness. Ellen tried to clap back, getting a little salty, defending her interview style and throwing shade about Sean's old show being canceled. But Sean wasn't fazed. He just kept pushing, calling out her abrupt transitions and stiff conversations. Underneath the laughs, this was less an interview and more like a roast disguised as daytime TV banter. 5. Wendy Williams humiliates Ellen with the most awkward comparison ever. And then there was Wendy Williams, never one to hold back, and not that day. Wendy came on to Ellen's show and delivered what might be the most humiliating moment of Ellen's entire career. With a sly smile, she brought up none other than Justin Bieber, saying, "As much as I want to not like him, I love his new song, and he's really cute. So far, so harmless." Until she dropped the hammer. Some people say he looks like you.
As much as I want to not like him, I love his new song, and he really is cute. And some people say that he looks like you. I forgot the name of the new one.
That's not new.
What's his new song called? I forget. I know all the words.
Yeah. Do I look like Justin Bieber?
No, they have made the equation.
Oh, well.
That's in a good way.
I don't mind that.
He's cute.
He's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ouch. Ellen's face said it all. She tried to play it off, asking, "Do I look like Justin Bieber?" But Wendy didn't let up. "That's what they say. In a good way," she said, barely containing her smirk. Ellen tried to deflect, laughing awkwardly and fumbling for the name of Bieber's song. But Wendy just kept going, making it worse by insisting, "He's cute, adorable."
People say that he looks like you. I've heard that. You've never heard that? They say it in a good way. Okay,
What's
fine.
the song?
That's a tough pill to swallow, being compared to a teenage pop star in front of millions as your guest casually questions your look and age. Wendy's shade was wrapped in smiles, but the sting was undeniable. It was a masterclass in daytime TV takedowns, slick, direct, and savage. 6. Kathy Griffin exposes Ellen in her book, and it's brutally honest. Kathy Griffin decided to humiliate Ellen in a more roundabout, but deeply personal, way. She published a book, and buried in it was a not-so-blind item that made everyone raise an eyebrow. On Ellen's show, Kathy slyly admitted, "I thought I was writing a sneaky blind item, but yeah, I'm talking about Ellen DeGeneres."
With not a good experience.
Oh boy.
Some
blonde talk show host.
daytime.
Oh, you caught that. I'm so foolish. I thought I was writing like a sneaky blind item.
no.
But I think, someone said something about whatever. So, yeah, I'm talking about Ellen DeGeneres.
In the book, Kathy called Ellen out for not being a girl's girl, a subtle but brutal critique. According to Kathy, even her final dinners with the legendary Joan Rivers involved venting about Ellen. Joan would say, "Still hates me," and Kathy would reply, "She thinks I'm mean." But behind the snark was a deeper issue. Why wouldn't Ellen support other women, especially other female comics?
She was not nice to you?
Well, here's the thing. In my very last dinner with Joan Rivers, we would always check in with each other, and I'd be like, "Where are you with Ellen?" And she'd be like, "Oh, still hates me." And she'd go, "Well, what about you?" And I'd say, "Oh, she thinks I'm mean." And the truth is, I guess I feel like I'm sticking up for her.
Kathy pointed out the sad irony. Ellen is part of the LGBTQ+ community. She loves women, but she seemed unwilling to uplift them in an industry where female comedians over 50 are rare and often struggling. Kathy was baffled by Ellen's coldness.
Like I said, there's so few female comics over 50 that are making a living or doing okay. Like, we need to support each other. And I just thought, what am I waiting for? But almost every time Joan Rivers and I would get together, we'd be like, "Anything from Ellen? No. You? No." And it wasn't like, it was more like, I wish we were better at supporting each other.
And it turns out Kathy wasn't alone. One fan even commented on how obvious Ellen's dislike for Wendy Williams is, saying, "It's so hard to watch." There's a long list of people Ellen never quite warmed up to, and Kathy just wrote it down. 7. Clint Eastwood wrecks Ellen's piñata, and he looks way too comfortable doing it. But none of that compares to the time Ellen thought it would be funny to prank Clint Eastwood with a creepy, life-size cutout of herself.
I showed you a gift that one of my viewers sent in. It's a piñata that's supposed to be me, I think. It's like looking in a mirror, it is. A terrible mirror. I wasn't sure what to do with it, so I decided to pay it forward. I hung it in front of Clint Eastwood's office.
It all started when a viewer sent Ellen a bizarre piñata made to look like her. Jokingly, she said it was like looking in a mirror, a terrible mirror. Not knowing what to do with it, she decided to pay it forward by hanging it in front of Clint Eastwood's office. What happened next? Clint Eastwood didn't laugh. He grabbed a bat and started beating the life out of it. No hesitation, no mercy. It was as if he'd been waiting for that moment his entire life. The bat kept swinging like he wasn't just hitting a piñata, but something personal. And then he called her a name we can't even repeat here. Let's be honest, Clint looked a little too comfortable doing it. But when Ellen has a track record of rubbing people the wrong way, can you blame him? At some point, all that sarcasm and subtle shade add up. So when a cardboard Ellen showed up uninvited, it was just the perfect target for someone tired of her antics. Ellen DeGeneres built her brand on charm, wit, and kindness. But when the cameras rolled and real comedians took the couch, the cracks showed. Whether it was lies, name slips, or phony praise, these stars didn't let it slide. They called her out, and the audience, they never forgot.